Hello everyone, welcome back. I am Lord Drakon 1994 and we're back talking about WWE. I told you I was gonna make another episode talking about WWE, and today what I want to talk about is how actually WWE can be fixed, reset, and made well, interesting. How WWE can make interesting television, and how can they well interest us. We all know that what they have to do is basically make a consistent long-term booking show, but I'm gonna suggest you a way uh, that they can make interesting television for a very long time, uh, and how they can reset everything, because they need to change everything they're doing. Before we start talking about all of this, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell to get notified whenever I upload. Follow me on my social media, Instagram, and whenever you can follow me. I will put the links in the description below. And yeah, this is it. So, what we're going to talk about is how WWE can be reset and made interesting. So the first thing they have to do is to reset everything after WrestleMania. After WrestleMania, they have to reset everything, so they need to come out. Vince needs to come out and say, I fucked up. I don't know how to book a wrestling show. I will give everything to Triple H. And after that, they need to simply strip everyone from the titles. No one is champion. Then what they have to say is, we're gonna get rid of the 24/7 championship. We're gonna get rid of the tag team women's championship. And then after that, they have only to do tournaments, because they need to crown new champions. But there is a but. They have to unify the World Championships, they have to unify the Tag Team Championships, and they have to unify the uh, Women's Championships. It's simple. So they have to come out and say, we're gonna have a tournament uh, for the Women's WWE Women's Championship, and actually call it WWE Women's World Heavyweight Championship, because it's a better name. And Vince or Triple H, whoever is gonna, no, Triple H needs to say, we're gonna have the best women's fighting in a tournament for this championship. And actually, you're gonna have Becky, Charlotte, then you're gonna have, let me see, I have the roster down here. Becky, Charlotte, Bayley, and Sasha. All this for Bianca Belair. You're gonna have Rhea Ripley, Asuka, and it's already 7. Then you're gonna have Io Shirai, 8, Dakota Kai, 9, Toni Storm, 10, Shotzi Blackheart, 11, and then if you want, you can have or Zoe Starks or Candice LeRae if she's not pregnant, or Kaylee Ray. It doesn't matter. 12 women, the best women you have, and you're gonna have for weeks matches of the tournament, like 20 minutes matches. You're gonna have on Raw one match, on SmackDown another match, and you keep going until the final match is getting place on a pay-per-view. So you're starting at after WrestleMania. The final will take place at SummerSlam, for example, because you're gonna have weeks and weeks. You're gonna have like more than 4 weeks of television and pay-per-views matches. You know, Then you're gonna do the same thing with the tag team championships, and you're gonna have 12 tag teams, the best tag teams. So you're gonna get uh, Legado del Fantasma, MSK, New Day, The Usos, Imperium, uh, Gallus, Flash Morgan Webster, and Mark Andrews, and Trent Seven and Tyler Bate, or Matt Riddle and Randy Orton, even though I will have them split up and go in singles competition. So Trent Seven and Tyler Bate, and you have 12 absolutely fantastic tag teams, and with that you can have a tag team division that is worthy. You can also have in the tournament the War Raiders, War Machine, or Viking Raiders. Sorry, I'm writing. You can have War Machine as well, so you can have 12 tag teams, absolutely fantastic. And this way, you're gonna do the same thing as the women's. So one match on Raw, one match on SmackDown, and you keep going, and you have the finals on a big pay-per-view. You do the same for the men's, so you have the Intercontinental Championship, the United States Championship, and the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Sorry. So you do the for the United States Championship, the up and young talents that are not quite ready for the Intercontinental Championship. So basically, you could have. Well, I have the roster right here, so you can have, for example, let me see. Oh, you can have. Let me see. I need to find a man. So you can have a Ricochet, Apollo Crews, Austin Theory. Um, you can have as well um, Cedric Alexander, Chad Gable. You can have, yeah, who else? You can have this five, plus you can have um, I'm watching the roster. There is so many. There are so many people. You can put there as well a Jordan Devlin if you want. Jordan Devlin, Kushida, so 7. Then you can have 8, for example. So you can have also a Pete Dunne. You can have Pete Dunne in the tournament. So you have 8 of these people for the United States Championship. And then for the Intercontinental Championship, you have the people that you think are going to be the next World Championship, the next World Champions. So you can have, for example, a Ricochet, Cameron Grimes. You can have Cesaro there, even though I would put it in the World Heavyweight Championship. So, yeah, Ricochet. I said Ricochet. Plus Ricochet, Cedric Alexander, Damian Priest. Who else? Damian Priest. I'm looking at the roster. Damian Priest. Oh, well, Kyle O'Reilly if you want, if he's not leaving. LA Knight. It's 5. You're gonna have only 8, of course. Mustafa Ali is 6. Who else? Mustafa Ali. Santos Escobar. Simple. 7. And Roderick Strong, 8. And you have the Intercontinental Championship Tournament. And then for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, you're gonna have Big E, Roman Reigns, Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar, Cesaro. You're gonna have as well Drew McIntyre, Edge, Finn Balor. You're gonna have a lot of people. Finn Balor. Then I would put also Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, it's already 10. We're gonna have at least 16, if I can find 16 to put in this. Well, Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio, Robert Roode, Samoa Joe. You can also have Nakamura in there as well, Tommaso Ciampa, and it's already 16. So you have this type of tournament, and even though Tommaso Ciampa doesn't want to go on the main roster, so Tommaso Ciampa, yeah, doesn't want to go on the main roster, I would put him on the main roster and put him in that tournament. So if he wants to go, yeah, otherwise we're gonna put Sheamus in there. So you see, you have a lot of things you can do. If you do this type of tournaments, you're gonna have fantastic matches. In the tag team, if you want, you can put Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander as well, even though I would put Cedric Alexander in the United States or the Intercontinental Championship tournament. And from there, then you start building and building new talents, because the winner of the tournament is gonna face the number one contender from the third man, that the man that lost in the semifinal. You have the last two participants in the semifinals having one-on-one match, and who wins is being the number one contender for the winner of the tournament. You can do this type of things, and then you use the elimination chamber to have number one contenders. You use the Royal Rumble, of course, Money in the Bank with qualifying matches. It's not that simple. It's not that difficult. They only have to do consistent booking and create new stars, because they have a lot of fucking stars, and you call up people from NXT that are ready, people that Triple H built, so you're good, and you leave the rest who is not ready there, like Braun Breaker, Tony D'Angelo, etc., etc. You have a lot of things to do. You have a lot of talents that you can build your shows very well if you want. And the only things you have to do are basically reset everything, start with tournaments, and having King of the Ring in the middle of the year, remove a lot of pay-per-views, so reset everything. Get rid of the 24/7, the women's tag team championships, unify the women's world championships, unify the tag team championships, unify the men's world championships. You have tournaments with the best pro wrestler you have. Then you have the semifinals, the semifinal losers fighting in a number one contendership match, and the winner face the new champions. Then you get rid of all the gimmicks pay-per-views. You get rid of a lot of pay-per-views you have, because there are too many of them. You get rid of TLC, you get rid of Hell in a Cell, you get rid of Money in the Bank, and do the match at WrestleMania, and you have already 3 pay-per-views that you can get rid of. So these 3 you can get rid of. Then you do Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series. You build them to be great shows and not nothing shows. You get rid of the Saudi Arabia shows, and you have like 5 pay-per-view less to watch. You don't have 5 pay-per-views to watch. You have, like, instead of 12, 13 pay-per-views, you have only 7. So it's not a bad deal. And then you do Royal Rumble, the winner goes into WrestleMania. Between Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, you don't have any pay-per-view. Or if you want to have a pay-per-view, you have a pay-per-view where the Elimination Chamber is used to determine the number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship. Simple. Then you have from WrestleMania, you go into, for example, you bring back King of the Ring. Amazing. King of the Ring. You have a tournament. You can do King of the Ring from after WrestleMania until SummerSlam. Great. You have the pay-per-view in the middle. Then you have SummerSlam plus another pay-per-view. No, if you want to do it, it doesn't matter. Then you from SummerSlam you can put in the middle another pay-per-view and do Survivor Series. I will only have 6 pay-per-views in reality. So Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, WrestleMania, King of the Ring, SummerSlam, another pay-per-view. You can have, I don't know, well, not 6 pay-per-views, already 6, but yeah, I will have less and less pay-per-views. So Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, WrestleMania, King of the Ring, SummerSlam, and it's already 5. Then you can have a pay-per-view in the middle. You can bring back Backlash or do Night of Champions, it doesn't matter, another pay-per-view. Then you have Survivor Series, and then you have nothing until the Royal Rumble, and then you have the Royal Rumble. So 7 pay-per-views. It's amazing. 7 pay-per-views, and you do great bookings. You build up stars because you have them, and it's simple. It's not that difficult. If I can do it, if anyone of us fans can do it, I don't understand why you can't do it. If you give me enough time, I can book you 2 years of shows, basically. It's not that difficult. It's unbelievable how they can't even fucking book a week-to-week show. Basically, they can't book a Raw even in 1 week. They have to book it the night the shows goes on, even sometimes few minutes before the shows goes on. It's unbelievable. You can't have a wrestling show booked that way. You have to book it weeks and weeks in prior. You need to have booked at least 6 months of your weekly televisions and pay-per-views already planned. 6 months already planned. When you get to the 6 months you've planned, you're gonna have another 6 months already planned, because in midway the first 6 months you're gonna have to book the other 6 months. So you need to be ready. You need to have long-term booking. You can't have last-minute booking with all the talents you have. And imagine if they didn't have released all the talents they have released, that we already talked about. Imagine with all those talents and these talents they have right now, and with good booking, imagine how good the shows would be. It's unbelievable. So this was a small talk about how to reset everything and how to make interesting television for at least a few months, And of course, meanwhile you're doing these tournaments, you're gonna have to book other people, but they have a lot of talent, The talent you're not using for these tournaments and all these storylines you're doing to reset everything, you can build them to be the next in line for the Intercontinental Championships, Tag Team Championships. You can do a lot of things, and also storyline not for the championships, because not everything have to revolve around championships. WWE think it has to be, all about championship, and while it hasn't, you have championships and you have talents that need to be booked in storylines interesting, even if they're not fighting for championship. So I would reset everything the way uh, I told you, and then you can have feuds, interesting feuds, with without the people involved in this tournament. So this was everything. This was a little talk, nothing more. And I will see you in the next time. I will talk to you the next time. Thank you for listening, and bye, guys. See you next time.